So, in fact, Indian students are actually the highest chunk of international students in the United States. I think they're over 3.3 lakhs, if I'm not mistaken. So, how does that? I mean, again, reports here in the newspapers that Indian students are being stopped and asked for papers, etc. So, when you talk about scapegoating, how are universities? What would you tell a parent who may be looking to send their children to the United States? Is it still a good place for an Indian student to go?
Well, I think that one of the things that I think people at university are worried, and so because like we welcome and treat everybody equally, you know, sort of at least within university, and I think the worry is not so much what our positions will be. It's just about sort of uncertainty. You know, even at the beginning of this second Trump sort of administration, I remember, you know, that some students were being advised, don't go home during the holiday break, because we don't know exactly like what could happen. Maybe you'll get, you know, held up because of your visa status. And so when you actually sort of think about, you know, sort of the well-being of students, especially for international students, you're far away from home as an international student. There's a lot of difficulties sort of associated with that, a lot of excitement and other things at the same time. But like, you know, one of the things that we want our students to come and thrive. And one of the things that I've noticed with any student is uncertainty does not lead to people thriving. And so I feel that uncertainty is something that just kind of will probably be hanging over the students, but also obviously the parents of these students. And it's a very unfortunate situation.
Anirudh, your take on that as somebody who's works also and has studied there and has gone back and forth.
Yeah, I've been on the F1 visa. I studied at Penn and Harvard, etc. So I think that the uncertainty point is absolutely correct. I think if it's hanging over the students' minds, of course, they can't thrive. That's absolutely correct. I think this ultimately has to be dealt at a government-to-government level. I think that students are a big source of revenue, of course, for universities there. Great skills, of course. Like a lot of them end up applying for the H-1Bs and then end up starting companies there. And so there's economic value for the US clearly there. And these are, again, top quality students often. I think it's something that I think the government-to-government conversation will be very important because the students don't have much control over these policies. And I'm hoping that the two governments will be very clear that illegal or undocumented migrants being returned or deported back is an absolutely separate issue. But the students who are on legitimate, proper visas should not face such uncertainty about their futures or the ability to come back, go back, you know, whether for family reasons or personal reasons. So I think it should be a big priority for the Indian government as well to make sure that that segment does not get affected.